Good morning, friends. It's Wonderful Wednesday. Good morning, good morning. Wakey, wakey. Everybody get your coffee. It's time. Let's get this party started. Angie, good morning. Sherilyn, how are you? Is everybody ready to work on the baby cardigan today? I see a dog hair. I see it on the screen. I can't see it in real life. Where's that? Huh, isn't that the darndest thing? Oh, there it is, right there. I see it now. Oh, Diesel. Oh, Diesel. Big stretch, Vicky. Wakey, wakey. Good morning. Angela, good morning. Are you guys ready for this day? Are we ready? We can do it. We can do it. Carla said, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. That's right, Miss Carla. That's right. Hey, Pam. Welcome in, friend. Karen, good morning. Mimi, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So, today, guys, I'm ready to work on this baby cardigan. I finished one sleeve over the weekend. You can see it here. I did a cute little cuff on it. Hey, Miss Mary, good morning. Hannah, good morning. Welcome, friend. So today I need to do the other sleeve. It's a short sleeve right now. We need to make it a long sleeve. I've got my little yarn tucked up in here. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Michaela, good morning. Welcome. Maybe turn this a little bit so I can see what I'm working with. And you guys, you know what? I don't remember what size crochet hook I was using for this. Does anybody remember? Why didn't I put a marker on this? I'm slacking on my job. I'm slacking. I want to say I used an H8 for this, but I can't remember. Maybe I did an I9. This is why you need to use your hook minders, guys. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Hey, Sparky, good morning. Karen, welcome in. Good morning. Kay, good morning. How are you, friend? Hannah said I might fall back asleep soon. That's because we had a late night chatting, Miss Hannah. Dang, what size hook was I using? Let's try an I9 and see how that works up. I know, hookminder time is right, Carla. What was I doing? I think I9, Vicky, is I think that's what I was using too. Why didn't I put a hookminder on it? You guys, I can't remember what I did 30 minutes ago, let alone 3 days later. Hey, Rebecca, good morning. So, where we're at with this cardigan, friends, I have stitched across the top and we've joined our shoulder. So, now what we're ready to do is we're ready to turn this and start working down the sleeve. So, you can see here we're sealed up. This is our little sleeve. If we look at my other side here as a point of reference of where I ended. So, the square ended right here. Can you see this little seam coming down? Then if I look at the stitches past that, I did 2 rows of double crochet. So I didn't extend it very much, just a smidge longer. Okay, so 2 rows of double crochet. Let's try the I9 and see how that works. Am I early, Jen? Gen X girl? I don't know if I'm early or not. Well, if I am, we're getting this party going. So I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to work my first double crochet cluster into this space. This is the shoulder seam here. I'm going to work that right into the space. Thank you so much for the Go Popular, Gen X girl. I appreciate that. And we're going to put 2 more double crochets. So my chain of 3 here counts as my double crochet. Total of 3. Then I'm going to work into the corner space and we're going to continue our granny clusters all the way along here. Just a minute or two. All right. Well, it won't let me go earlier than 10 minutes, so it's within the window. Mimi said I just checked your old video on YouTube and it looks like the correct hook. Well, thank you, Mimi, for doing that. I don't know why I didn't put a hook minder on this, guys. What am I even doing? It's like a rookie move over here. Hey, Cindy, good morning. Amy, welcome in. Good morning, friend. And I'm not doing any chains or anything on this, friends. Do I need to move this down a little bit? Hang on one second. Let's see if that's any better. I feel like I'm kind of wheezy this morning. Now I can't see my tablet. Hang on, I gotta move this up. Oh, the technical difficulties, y'all. That's a little better. I can see what I'm doing now, kinda. A little bit. A little bit. This yarn I'm using, friends, is called Fairyland. Hey, Summer Storm. Good morning. Welcome in. Naughty by Nature, thank you so much for the heart me and becoming the 116th member of the fan club. Todd said, I forgot a hook minder recently. Thankfully, I had taken a photo. Yeah, that's. I'm fortunate because most of my stuff is on YouTube, so I can go back and rewatch it. But that didn't help me this morning when I'm sitting here scratching my head going, wait, what did I do? And I didn't look at the video. Nikki, good morning. Welcome in. Debbie, good morning. How are you? Yeah, Fairyland is so soft. How cool is it in my favorite part of the state? It is actually pretty cool here this morning. Kathy, it's 56 degrees this morning. I went outside, I threw the frisbee thing for Diesel for a while, and I had to come back inside. I had my house slippers on, but I'm in my shorts. I wear shorts around the house, you know? And I thought, oh, it's chilly out here. My husband, he said, babe, it's kind of cold this morning. So I was like, dang. Thank you so much for the heart me. Appreciate that. Oh, I'm behind on the messages already. Arlene, good morning. Welcome in. Allie, good morning. How are you, friend? I so want to retire to that area. It is a beautiful area up here for sure. We love it. Absolutely love it. It's gorgeous here, and I can't wait for fall. I'm ready for those uh, leaves to start changing. 43 degrees at 4:30 in Ann Arbor. Todd, that is why I don't live in that part of the country. That is just too stinking cold. It's not even winter yet. It's not even fall yet. Jessica, good morning. Rita, good morning. I can't remember if I said good morning, Rita. So you're getting a second good morning if I missed it. How about that? 76 here. Debbie, you're in Nevada, right? 76. 75 in Arizona. All right. 54 in, what's that? Nepa? Am I saying that right? I don't even know where that's at, Mimi. Um, Susan, good morning. Deanna, welcome in. Hope everybody's having a fabulous day. Jen, you know our moderator, Gen X, who's always with us. Um, y'all, she is on vacation this week. Okay. So bear with me on the comments. I'm sure we'll have some other mods popping in. But Jen is on a 2-week vacation from her work. And friends, I'm very excited to report she's sleeping in. Amen for sleeping in, right? That's what y'all got to do on your vacation. Sleep in, catch some extra Z's, snuggle up in those covers. All of us have a little holiday coming that, well, I shouldn't say all of us, but a lot of us have a holiday coming up here. Next week's a short week for me. So that is uh, Dairyland or Dalt. Is it? Oh, I bet it's Ireland. Is it Ireland? Albertville, Alabama. You're my neighbor. I go over there to your Hobby Lobby. How about that? Yeah, Linda, good for her, right? I have made some significant progress on this, Todd. For those that are just coming on, let's show because we've had lot of new people hop on. Y'all, I'm working on a baby cardigan to put in the county fair, and I worked on this on the live last week. I put little flowers up the back, so I ended up doing 4 little granny squares up the back. And I finished one of the sleeves this weekend. You can see my little sleeve here. I did a little tiny cuff on it. Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? I love it. So today we're finishing the other sleeve. How about that? Joan, good morning. Arlene says fall like weather here. I know. Cassie, I hope you're having a great day. It is. It's nice here. Marla said, I just bought hook minders because I watched you and I thought it was a great idea. I should have put a hook minder on this. I probably should put one now as I'm talking about it. I still haven't done it. Let's dig one out. Let's dig one out. I need to finish up some of my works in progress, you guys, because look, this is all the I-9s I have left. We've got a red flower. Oh, here's a pretty purple one. How about a purple? That looks nice. I've got some fall ones. Here's a little jack-o'-lantern. What's this one? Here's a black one. This is more like Halloween. A little eye. Let's use this purple flower. Why not? Dog Mama, good morning. Welcome, friend. How are you? Marla, buenos dias. Good morning. Kathy says, wow, we get fan stickers now. Do you? How about that? Isn't that cool? I try to be good with my sticker game, but I'll be honest, I don't know how all those fan stickers work. They're in the process of changing a lot of stuff, so we're just going with the flow. I know Amy said flower square pockets on the front. Possibly, Amy. It depends on how ambitious I am. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I'm that ambitious. I'm not sure. So, friends, if you're not familiar with a hook minder, all it is it's a little, I put a little charm on mine, and you can see it's got an eye on here. So we have Kay, thank you so much for the corgi. What a cutie that little guy is. It has an eye on here. I'm using an I-9 hook. You clip this onto your project. You can clip it anywhere. I use pretty big lobster clasp for mine. I get those off the Zon, and you just clip it anywhere. You don't want these too heavy so that they pull on your stitches, but then that way, when you come back to your project like 5 days later or 2 weeks later, whoa, look at those hearts. That was cool. That was like spinning hearts or something. That was really neat. Thank you so much. Who sent that? Nikki? Thank you so much, Nikki. I appreciate you. Sarah, good morning. So what are the fan club stickers? I gotta look now. Mine shows me all the stickers because I'm a sub, so I see them all. I don't know which ones are. Oh, did you see I made Mr. Thumb though? We're not using Mr. Thumb today, but I did make Mr. Thumb. And I made a new one called Not a Knot for when we get knots in our yarn, which happens so often. Marla, thank you so much for the level up sparks. Congrats on moving on up. Moving on up. Hillary with the paw. Nas, good morning. Anyhow, y'all, we're working on this baby cardigan. Now, if you missed the yarn, let me show you what this yarn is. I get this asked quite a bit when we work on this project. This is Fairyland yarn. Isn't it pretty? Naz, I'm working on a baby cardigan this morning. Now, I've used the other colors out of this skein. I used the blue, I use these colors right here, the blue and yellowish colors out of the center of this. But we're making a baby cardigan. Texas Whiskey. Hey, Shay, good morning. Welcome in. Shay said, I'm working on first place again. Well, we'll see. We will see. I know Mr. Thumb's cute, right? The keychain hooks, this little guy here, this is called a hook minder. And you can see it has a little eye on there. I have these in different sizes. So, depending on what size hook I'm using, I will pop one of these onto my project. I just clip it right on. Here's a little H, you can see. So I'll clip that. If I'm using an H8 hook, I'll clip that on there. Some people have numbers on theirs. If they're using like a 5, they'll have a little 5 on there. I use letters, the English, and I have them for all the different sizes. And so I just clip that onto my project. I get these little storage bins from Amazon. And whatever size hook I'm using, this one has a little J on it. Some are fancy, some are kind of plain. But they help to remind me what size hook I'm using because I'm the terrible note taker. I don't write anything down. I just kind of wing it. And so anyhow, that's what these are called hook minders. Our friend Karen makes these. TSH Designs by Karen. I make all of my own, but I don't sell them or anything. I just make my own. I used to do jewelry and stuff, so I have all that stuff kind of laying around. So we finished this is the back of the baby cardigan, guys. I put 4 of the little granny squares. We made these last Thursday. We made one, and then I did the other three. And I used a mattress stitch to join these in. So this is the back of the cardigan. Up here, we have the top of the sleeve, and then I finished one of the little baby sleeves over the weekend. So I crocheted down 2 extra rows to add a little bit of length, not a ton. And then I did do a little baby cuff. Now, you don't have to do a little cuff, but I'm going to put this in the county fair. So I wanted it to be a little fancy, just a smidge. And now we're working on the other side. So we've got our shoulder here, and now I'm adding the rest of the sleeve here. We're going to do the cuff here in a bit. This is what the inside of it looks if I turn it over so you can kind of see the middle of it. This is where it opens. So the child would put their arm through here. And I'm going to come back along the front here and add some single crochets to give it a finished edge. So we still have that to do as well. I don't know if I'll get to that today. I did do a little ribbing on the cuff. I used, instead of going under both loops when I do that, Amy, I go into the back loop only. We're going to do that on the live today. Jennifer, good morning. Welcome in, friend. Hope you're having a great day. So let me get this flopped back over. We're using the last of this yarn here. Now I'm trying to make it match the colors, okay? So I think this matches pretty good if we finish this. I have one more row to do on this before we work on the cuff. Every time I show this, I get all twisted up. So let me untwist this. Hey, Shan, good morning. Welcome in. Trisha said, this is so sweet. Isn't it cute? It's so little dainty. And I don't have kids, but I'll tell you, if I had a little girl, wouldn't this have been cute uh, on your little baby? I think it would have been adorable. So that's a nice thing about crochet is, I'm going to put this in the county fair, but I don't know. I do have a little niece, but this might be too small for my niece. My niece is, I think she just turned 4, but she is pretty petite. She's a small child. So it could fit her. I'm not sure. Now, this yarn I'm using, guys, is Fairyland, and it does have wool in it. So you need to be cautious of that if you are choosing to use this yarn, that whoever you're gifting it to or giving your project to or using it, for somebody in your family, make sure they don't have any wool allergies. This Fairyland I get from Amazon. And you can see here it is 60% cotton, 30% acrylic, and 10% wool. So just be careful of that. Some people do have wool allergies. Shan, good morning. Vicky asked a great question. How many rows did I do? And Vicky, I think I did 12, but let's count them. So the way I count these, this is the very center where we started here on our hexagon. So I count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. I did 12 rows for my hexagon. Then I used Passionate Kelsey's guide, you guys. I just did a crochet join across the top as I worked that, just like she does on her video. This is just a smaller size. Now I'm coming back and I'm adding 2 rows of double crochet here. So I've got one more row to go. I'm going to join with my slip stitch here to my very first stitch. My first stitch is a chain of 3 that counts as a double crochet. So we just do a little slip stitch on that. Then I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to work right back down into this space with 2 more double crochets. So we end up with a total of 3 double crochets. Now I'm not chaining or anything. I'm just moving to the next space here, and I'm doing another granny cluster. So a group of 3 double crochets. And I'm using an I-9 hook this morning for this project. I-9. When you make your cardigans, you want them to be a little flowy. So I tend to go up a hook size depending on the yarn itself. And um, this yarn calls for I think 2.5. Where's it at? It calls for a 2.5 to a 4 millimeter hook is what the yarn actually calls for. And I'm using an I-9, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook. So you can see I did go up quite a bit, but that way it gets nice and flowy. Beautiful. Thank you, Miss Nikki. I appreciate you being here this morning. Um, what is everybody working on? Do you all have works in progress right now? Are you taking a little break? What do y'all have on your hooks? I'm curious what y'all are working on. I know you always have fabulous projects going on. I have too many projects to count. Mosaic blanket. Oh, Jennifer, that sounds nice. Um, let's see. Naughty by Nature is working on a t-shirt poncho. Is that the new pattern where it's like an octagon? I think is the shape. I can't remember the gal that did it. Our friend JT made one. Passionate Kelsie made one too. Um, that new pattern is pretty neat. Summer Storm, are you also working on a hexie cardi? How do you know what hook will be best? Is it just trial and error? It is, Cassie. It's a lot of trial and error. I'm doing one of these, but a pullover. Oh, Gen X girl, nice. You finished one and then you were brave enough to start another. I'm so impressed, Gen X girl. That's awesome. Granny Square bucket hat. Oh, I need to make a bucket hat too, Winona. I like your name, by the way. Um, that is a beautiful name. Um, Passionate Kelsey just did a new video, her kelp bucket hat, and I want to try that. I don't know if I'm gonna actually do it, but I need to do a hat for the county fair. I was toying around with the idea of possibly doing that as well. Finishing up a blanket for Rachel's gift. Nice, Vicky. That's awesome. I have 6 of those finished. 6 blankets for Rachel's gift. I need to get them photographed and then I can get them sent off. I kind of need to do the last step. I have, my work has been busy, so I haven't had a chance to take a lunch break. I do a lot of the photographing and stuff when I'm at lunch. It just kind of breaks up the day for me. And so I need to do that. On the list, project list is always big. Uh-oh, I went up too far. Let me rewind here. Wait. Oh, y'all went so fast here. I'm working on my first hexagon sweater, but I'm still doing the first 2 big hexagons. They do take some time, that is for sure. Sassy Pants. I have another one in the works as well. I finished oops, I'm out of yarn. We got to add some more yarn in here. Now, I'm going to try to control this color, friends. And what I mean by that is I want these 2 sleeves to match their colors, okay? So if we look at these side by side, let's kind of stagger them. You can see here kind of how the colors are. So my cuff here, I did with the lighter orchid color. So what I need to do is I need to go through my skeins and see if I can find one of them that kind of matches and get it as close as I possibly can. This one right here is pretty close. Let's see what else I have in my goodie bag if there's anything. I've kind of used a lot of the purple up already. I'm down to like the remnants here. I have this one, but I don't think it has enough. These are all the yellow. I need to make like a baby hat to go with this with all my extra yarn. I think that would be a smart move. I think this one skein is all I have, so we're going to have to go with it and say a little crochet prayer. I'm sure it'll work. Kay's working on her first hexagon cardigan, almost halfway through the second side. Nice. Angela's working on a vase. Ooh, I can't wait to see that, Angela. I hope you post that in the Discord. That's going to be really neat. Cheryl's working on her first hexagon cardigan. Lots of cardigans. I think it's because it's fall weather, right? We're getting ready to go into fall. Everybody's thinking about where we're going to go from here. Let's see. Shan says the project I have right now is a Hexie Cardi in Blossom Cakes Macaw. That's a pretty color, that macaw color. I really like that, Shan. Debbie's making some granny squares. Awesome. Can't go wrong with granny squares. corner to corner blanket and a t-shirt poncho. Nice. You're the second person making t-shirt poncho. I'm gonna have to do a little Google search and see what that is because I'm not sure what that is. Y'all got a new one on me there. So I'm just going to join in my other color here, and then I will come back and weave in these tails. I'll tuck them in here. Um, I probably need to do that before I do the cuff, actually. So I'm going to join with a slip stitch here to my very first stitch. And I have finished my 2 rows. So once again, let's just take a moment. I want to match this up with the other side and make sure these are aligned properly. Caroline's working on a corner to corner baby blanket. Nice. A lot of that corner to corner is very popular. Okay, so let's see here. This is right here where it ended. So these two match up. It looks like I'm spot on. Now what I'm going to do, friends, I'm going to do a single crochet all the way around this cuff here. And we're going to just get a little single crochet action happening. So let me work on that and I'll read some more of your projects here. Get my yarn pulled back in. So I'm just going to put a single crochet into every stitch all the way around. Now, single crochets can kind of tighten up on you. So make sure you're doing these loose. You don't want them too tight. Make sure they're kind of consistent with the size of your other stitches. Vicky's working on 2 hexicardis. Nice. Candy Joe says my king size Tunisian knit blanket. Awesome, awesome. I'm kind of behind on the comments, guys, so bear with me. I'm sure a lot of you are further ahead. It takes me a minute to catch up with everything. Cynthia said, I haven't crocheted in years. I'm just getting around to start back. Nice, Cynthia. I'm so excited for you. I need to know how to make. Oh, what did you need to know how to make? It dropped off there. Um, Cindy's working on a polo shirt. Betty's working on a prayer shawl to donate to her church. Nice. And you just finished a blanket. Sammy, good morning. Welcome in, friend. Hope you're having a great day. We're working on a cardigan today, guys. A little baby hexagon cardigan. We're to the second sleeve part, and I'm doing a little single crochet here. Todd recently got a new car, and its storage abilities are lacking. Oh, I'm making a modified bag. That is a great idea, Todd. I like making little coasters for my car to go into the cup holder out of cotton to kind of in the summer when you have a lot of condensation, kind of absorb some of that. That's a great little project. That's a great in between project, too. If y'all are looking for something kind of in between before starting your next big project. Allie, good morning. It has been a minute. Welcome in. It's nice to see you, friend. Melindy said, I'm working on a star stitch blanket. Nice. Joan just finished a corner to corner baby blanket. Lots of baby blankets happening. They are a fun, smaller project to work on. No, it's a t shirt with granny stitch down the sides. Oh, Naughty by Nature. I know what those are. You cut off the sleeves. I've seen those a lot. That's very popular. This has inspired me to make one for me. I love the granny squares down the back. Aren't they cute? Aren't the little granny squares down the back cute, guys? Look at these. Look at these. They're adorable. They're little baby squares. We whipped these up on the fly last Thursday. We just kind of came up with something. There wasn't a pattern. We just kind of did our thing. Victoria, good morning. Welcome in, friend. Let's see. Making a shawl for myself to wear at my daughter's wedding. Oh, Amanda, that will be nice. Ashley said, I'm working out this morning and figured I'd find someone to watch. I hope you're having a great day. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're getting a good workout in. Get the heart thumping this morning. Miss Cheryl said, I'm down to 4 whips and taking a lot of control not to start something new. Well, you're a better girl than I am, Miss Cheryl, because I'll tell you what, I end up starting new stuff all the time. And then I think to myself, why did I start something new? But I don't know. I get kind of bored with something. And the other thing is, like last night when I got off work, I was really tired. I had used all the brain cells for the days, guys. I Everything was all used up. And I just worked on a little cardigan because it's just double crochets. I didn't have it in me to like finish the pillow or anything like that. It was too complicated. Naughty by Nature said, I'm filming a video tutorial now. It should be posted the next day or two. Oh, awesome. I'll have to check that out. I'll definitely have to check that out. Crafting Mama on TikTok has a detailed tutorial in progress for the t-shirt poncho. Okay, that's a good tip, Todd. I appreciate that. I'll have to check that one out as well. You guys are all in the know. Everybody is so knowledgeable here. Let's see. Sorry, I missed some of these here. I'm trying to rewind now. Trisha said, making hats for the grandkids and 2 blankets. I can't seem to ever work on one project at a time. I'm like that too, Trisha. So, there's times where I'm just really tired and I can't do some of the stitches. I couldn't like work on a study of snow after work or something. It's too much. Boy, this little my little grippy thing is pretty grungy right now. Sorry, y'all. You can see I've been doing a lot of yarn on this. So after I get my last single crochet here, I just join with a little slip stitch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a decrease on this. And what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to do one single crochet, then I'm going to do a decrease. So I'm going to go under the first stitch and draw up a loop. Then I'm going to hop over to the second stitch and draw up a loop. So I have 3 on my hook. Then I'm going to squish those together, yarn over and pull through. Then I'm going to go back to doing a single crochet. Then I'm going to do another decrease. So I go under both loops, draw up a loop, again holding, move to the next stitch, bring up a loop. Now we have 3, yarn over, pull this one through. This is a decrease. Back to a single, and then resume with another decrease. So what this will do, this will help this sleeve to taper down. We're just trying to get it to kind of come in a little bit, just like this one, and make it a little smaller around the wrist. Okay, so that's why we're doing the decrease. Black Rose says, working on a pullover sweater for fall in different shades of brown. Ooh, that sounds nice. It is time to start working with fall colors, isn't it? Let's see, working on a Grace blanket, an Aspen blanket, and 2 socks and 2 knit hats. Joan, you've got a lot going on, my friend. Jessica's working on a hexie cardi. Hang on, let me just catch up with these comments, guys. Nikki's also working on a hexie cardi. Lots of cardigans happening. Kelly said, I'm finishing up my blanket this week, but it's been crazy with work, so I haven't been able to crochet. Don't you hate that, Kelly? My work has been really busy as well. Mrs. Melody said, I haven't been able to crochet since we got our puppy. I know that feeling, Miss Melody. Mr. Diesel's outside this morning. So anyhow, we're getting a little reprieve. Let's see. Do you always use Hobie yarn? It always looks soft and easy to work with. Bex, I use lots of different yarns, lots and lots of different yarns. Hey, Britt, good morning. Welcome in. Lori, welcome in. Good morning. Queen 530 is here. Welcome. Pam, how are you, friend? Welcome, welcome. Pumpkin gnome. Oh, that's a cool little project for fall. Nicole said, "Can you explain the decrease a little more?" I absolutely can. So, um, we just finished here a single crochet. What I'm attempting to do is kind of make this go a little smaller here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these next 2 stitches together, this one and this one. The way that I do that is I go under the 2 loops of the first stitch and I draw up a loop. Okay. Now I just hold that stitch. I'm not going to yarn over. I'm just going to hold that on my hook. Then I'm going to pop my hook over here to the second stitch and go under both loops. Then I draw up another loop. And so now we have 3 loops on our hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. So what that does is it squishes those up and you make it into one stitch. And so it just gives it a little bit of a decrease, not too drastic. it just kind of pulls it in and makes it so that it will taper down. This technique is used a lot in amigurumi when you're making little characters and stuff, but in this case, we're applying it to a cardigan. Now I'm going to do a single crochet into the next stitch. Then I'm going to do the decrease again. So I go under the first two loops, draw up a loop, holding, pop my hook over here under the next two loops, and pull up a loop. So there we have our three. Now yarn over, pull this loop underneath all three. Squish those up. You can kind of see how it pulls it together here. Now, sometimes when you're doing like amigurumis, you may have multiple decreases in a row instead of that single crochet in between. So depending on how drastic you want that decrease to be is how you would work those decrease stitches. So I hope that helps to answer your question. Let me know if that helped to clarify. So we're just trying to decrease this just a smidge here. Now, when we do our little cuff here, we're going to work in the back loops, and that's what's going to give it this little ridging effect. When I do larger cardigans, I do more rows of this, so it's thicker here around my wrist. But because this is a baby version, we're doing a very small cuff, and some people do not do cuffs on them for the babies. But since I'm putting it in the fair, I thought, well, I'll go all out and do a little tiny cuff on it. Might as well. Might as well. So once I get back around here, then we're going to start working on that little cuff itself. So again, just alternating. Here's a single crochet. Now this next stitch is going to be a decrease. So under both loops, draw up a loop, holding, bring your hook right over to the next stitch, and then bring up a loop. So now we have three loops. Yarn over, pull that one through all three of those loops. Hey, Karina, good morning. Let's see. I'm making a bewitching ripple blanket for a friend from an old pattern from Hirschner's. Somebody asked if I used Hobie yarn all the time, and I don't. I use Red Heart. I use Lion Brand. I use Big Twist. This yarn I'm using this morning, I get off Amazon. It's called Fairyland yarn, so it's actually different. I use Premier yarns. I like Red Heart. I make a lot of blankets for donation. I'm a big Red Heart user. Um, you name it. I use Karen cakes. I use skinny cakes. I use squirrel cakes. I use all the cakes. Lion brand cakes. So I'm not really. I really like. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. I like Karen Simply Soft. I use lots of different baby yarns. So I'm not married to one particular brand. I don't have any. I don't have any. What do they call you? Like where they sponsor? I don't do any of that. Okay, I just use what I like to use. Rita, I'm alternating one. I'm doing a single crochet, then I'm doing my decrease, and then a single crochet, and then a decrease. So we're back here now to the very beginning, and I'm just going to join here with a slip stitch, okay? So you can kind of see now how this has tapered down a bit. We went from kind of wide here, and we're just decreasing just a smidge, just a smidge. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start working on this cuff. And the way that I do this is I will chain up if I'm doing an adult size, okay? Like if I'm making a cardigan for myself, I do a chain of 10 here. Now for this cuff, I'm doing it smaller. I only chained 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, 6. Then what I do is I work into the back loop, and I'm not doing any chains or anything. I'm immediately working right back into that back loop, and I'm doing a single crochet. I'm going to work that all the way back down. I think it was 6. Let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 6. Try to remember what I did several days ago. Sometimes I don't remember. So anyhow, I'm just going to work into this back bump all the way back down. Everybody does their cuffs a little different. Passionate Kelsie, guys, has a fabulous tutorial on how to do these. Okay, so you can see here I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Melissa, thank you so much for the level up sparks, and congrats on moving on up. Moving on up. Turtle, thank you for the share. Appreciate that. Tony Ann, welcome in. Good morning, friend. Uh, Appreciate you being here. My least favorite yarn is Karen Simply Soft. Debbie, I bet I can guess why that's your least favorite yarn. Karen Simply Soft tends to split. The way that it is manufactured, it does have quite a bit of splits on it when you're working on it, working with it. But it is a beautiful yarn. I really like it for baby blankets, and so I do use that quite a bit. Okay, so after I've done 5, you can see here, this is my 6th stitch here. Now, instead of going into this back loop only right here, I'm going to go into this back loop and pull up a loop, but I'm also going to hop over here and I'm going to secure this down again. So I pull up another loop, then I do my single crochet. Okay, that helps to kind of secure this back down a little tighter to my project here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip over a stitch here and I'm going to do a single crochet. Then I'm going to turn my work here. This kind of gets a little twisted up as I'm working on it. That single crochet counts as my first stitch there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to put some little lines along my cuff. Okay, so when we look at this, see how it's got the little ribbing effect here? So the way that I do this is when I'm working back up this line here, this chain that we did, instead of working under both these loops, I'm going to go just under this loop that's closest to me. And what that does is it leaves this line behind. Now, some people will go under both. That is totally fine as well. It's just something that I like to do. And I will do a single crochet. So, working in that front loop that's closest to me, I do a single crochet all the way up this little cuff that we're making. Now, when I get to the very last stitch here, I go under both loops. I go under both loops and then I will do my single crochet. Now I have to turn this. We're going to go back down the other direction. As I go back down the other direction, I'm going to apply that same concept. The first stitch here, I go right under both those loops. I don't chain or anything, and I do a single crochet. Then what I do is, Crafty Soul, thank you so much for the roses. Appreciate you. As we work back down, now what I'm going to do is instead of working here on this front loop, I'm going to work in the back loop and leave that front loop behind, and it'll give it another little ridge of texture. So you could work this on both sides. Some people prefer to only work it on one side. And I'm going to do 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is the 5th one. Now, when I get to my 6th stitch here, I'm going to skip over and I'm going to attempt to draw these 2 stitches together. So I'm going to go into this one here and draw up a loop. Then I go into the next one here and draw up a loop. And then I do my uh, pull through all of them. And so it kind of helps to cinch this up and get this little cuff even smaller. And you have to kind of experiment with this to see how many stitches you need to skip in order to accomplish this. Then I'm going to do a single crochet. Now I turn my work, and again, working back the other direction, we start working back up this little cuff here. If you ever get confused on how many stitches you need to do, what I will do is I will count these backwards. Okay, so here's my very tippy top stitch here. If you want to know where to place your hook, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I need to be working under this stitch. Now I'm working in the front loop, the one that's closest to me, and I'm going to do a single crochet in that stitch. And then I'm going to work those all the way up, single crochet in that front loop that's facing me all the way up till we get to the very last stitch. This is it here. I'm going to work under both of those loops. And it just makes it a little more secure around the corner, the edge of that cuff. And then I do my single crochet. Once again, I turn my work. Now you can see how the little ridging is starting to take place there. And I work back down. I go into this very first stitch. I don't chain or anything. Some people like to chain there. You can if you wish, but you don't have to. I go under both loops and I do a single crochet. Now, same thing, I'm going to skip the one that's facing me and I'm going to work in that back loop that's away from me and do my single crochet all the way down. So here's number 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what I like to do is I go back down into this stitch here and pull up a loop, but I also go into this next one and pull up a loop, and it acts as a decrease, and I pull this and pull this through. Then I go to the next stitch and do a single crochet. Okay, so as we're working this up and down, that is what we're attempting to accomplish. Now, friends, do you see how there's this big gap right here? My other sleeve kind of gets that as well. If this gets too big and I don't like the look of this, I really don't like this one right here. I will frog this back and fix this. I don't care for that. Now, the other option that I have to fix this is we did start right here. So I am going to be ending right here and I will have a tail to weave in. So that is the other thing that I can do is I could use that tail to tighten up these stitches if I don't want to frog that back. But I really don't like how that is looking. So I'm going to frog this, okay? This project is for the county fair. Frog this back. You can see that's where that little gap was happening there. So we're going to put this back on our hook and we're going to work our stitch here into this first one, draw up a loop, move to the next one and draw up a loop. And you could do a slip stitch here. I've done that before, but I do like the single crochet here also. It kind of helps to fill that space. Then I'm going to go to the next and do my single crochet. So you can see it kind of helped to close that huge space that was so ugly, right? So don't be afraid to frog something back if it's not looking like how you want it to uh, how you want it to be. Self is here. Hey, Self, welcome in. Good morning, friend. How are you? Maggie, good morning. Appreciate you being here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Friends, we're working on a little baby cardigan this morning. If you're just joining on, let me show you here what we've got on our hook this morning. We have been working on this a few days, and I'm going to be entering this in the county fair. We did little granny squares last week up the back, and you can kind of see these here. We did a total of 4 of those. There wasn't a pattern for the granny squares. We just kind of winged it. And over the weekend, I finished one of the cuffs of this cardigan. So you can kind of see the little sleeve here. We're working on the other side of the cuff. I think hands down when I do these cardigans, the cuffs are what gives me the hardest time. It really is a challenge. I encourage you, don't give up on it. Just keep working it. Just keep working it. You will find a method and a rhythm that works for you. And then you'll be able to do these. Every time I sit down to do this, friends, it works out a little different. I'm not going to try to put on any airs. Every time I do this, it works different. And I just kind of go with what flows for me. So it, be patient with yourself as you're doing this. So we've kind of moved ourselves over now. We're going to turn our work, we're going to work back up this other side now. Now, once again, I'm putting 5 stitches along the side. My 6th stitch is where I'm attaching it to the little cuff, the arm of my cardigan. So if you ever get lost on where to place your first stitch out, I get lost a lot, friends. Count backwards. I can see very clearly this is my first stitch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This tells me I need to work in this stitch right here. And I'm going to do a single crochet into this front loop, leaving behind this back loop for my little ridge of texture there. Then I'll work single crochets back up this little stretch, a total of 5 of them. When I get to the very last stitch here for the cuff, I go under both loops. I want this to be more secure around the edge of the cuff, okay? So I go under both loops and do a single crochet. Now we have to turn and we're going to work back down the other direction. I do not chain or anything here. Sometimes people prefer to chain. I go right under both loops of the stitch I just created and I do another single crochet. Now, as I work back down this was my first stitch. We need 5 where I work into the back loop, the one that is away from me. So when you look at crochet stitches, friends, you have 2 loops. It's like a little sideways V. This stitch that is facing me is considered the front loop. This stitch that is away from me is the back loop. So I'm working only under that back loop, skipping the front one that's closest to me and doing my single crochets in that back. And what that does is it gives it that little ridging effect, the little ribbing for our cuff. You can kind of see how it's given it those little ridges. Okay. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm ready to secure this back to the cardigan arm here. So what I'm going to do, I go into this very first stitch that I came out of and I draw up a loop. Then I hop over here to my next stitch and draw up another loop. And then I do a pull through all of those. Okay. So what that does is it helps it so that it doesn't have such a big gap here as I'm attaching the cuff to the sleeve. Then I hop to the next stitch here and I do my single crochet. So essentially we're kind of doing like a little decrease here also. Then I turn my work and now we're going to work back up the other side here. So once again, if you're lost, turn your stitches, count them back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's number 5, working into the stitch that's closest to me with my single crochet. And as I work up, when I get to that very last stitch, this is the very last stitch here, it does kind of tighten up a little bit. Sometimes I have to use my thumbnail. I go under both loops. Okay. And then I do my single crochet. And I don't chain one here. Some people will chain one. I just turn my work and now I'm going to work back down the other side. So here's the 2 loops of the stitch I just created. I put my hook right back under those and do my single crochet. And then I work in the back loop back down the cuff. Aniki said, I've been doing slip stitches attaching. Is single crochet better with it or does it not? It doesn't matter, Aniki. Everybody has kind of a different method. Um, Sometimes I'll do slip stitches. It just really depends on what's rolling around in my brain at the time I'm working on it. So some people will come here, and what she's saying is do a little slip stitch here and tighten it up that way. You could totally do that as well. I when I did this cuff this weekend, I didn't do it that way, so I'm attempting to try to match what I did over the weekend. Who knows what I was thinking Saturday morning? Honestly, that's kind of the way that it goes. Especially when you're using a darker color. Exactly. You need to adjust based on what you're doing. So I will go back into this first stitch and draw up a loop. Then I'll go into the next stitch and draw up a loop. Then I yarn over and pull through all 3. And I just find that that kind of helps to fill this in a little better so I don't have a bunch of big gaps. But I still am not even liking kind of how this is looking. We'll see if it irons itself out a little bit more as I go along. Then I go to the next stitch and do my single crochet. And the other thing, guys, I haven't watched Kelsey's video in a long time. Probably if I go back and watch her video, I would do this different. It just kind of depends. So definitely watch her video. I encourage everybody to check it out. Kayla, good morning. Welcome in, friend. Hope you're having a great day. So once again, working into that stitch that is closest to me into the front loop, I'm skipping the back loop, working a single crochet up, very last stitch, go under both loops, single crochet. The other thing that I will mention as well, as I continue working on this, sometimes when I get back down here to the bottom, if I feel like this cuff is going to be too big, I will actually pull in more stitches to tighten this up and make it not so big. So I want this cuff to match this one. So I'm going to pay very close attention as I start working this to make sure it's kind of getting the same amount of stitches. Now, will it be exact? No, because I'm not going to count them. I don't care that much. But I do want it to be roughly the same size. So I will, I'll have that kind of in the back of my mind as I'm working on this and see how it's playing out together. This does have to be kind of a small cuff. So if I feel like it's, you know, not making enough progress, then I'll start pulling in some additional stitches, which it looks like we might have to do that. So in this case, we'll go under this one again, just like we've been doing with my single crochet. What I mean by pulling it in, see how I have all of this left here? If I continue on, this little cuff here is going to turn out to be way bigger than this one. And I just can tell that because of how many stitches are here left. So what I will do is we're going to pull this in even more. Right now we were going under just this stitch with our single crochet. Instead, we're going to pull in the next two stitches, squish those together. So that now decreased it by one. Then we're going to turn and go back up the other side. So I kind of wing it, like on the fly. I will make these decisions. And is that right or wrong, guys? I don't know. It's just kind of the way that I do it. I just kind of eyeball it and make sure that my sleeves are coming out the right size to match. So um, I'm not following really any pattern or guide or anything. So I hope this is helping and not confusing people more, because I do kind of do a little wild wheeler stuff here. One, two, three, four, one more. So again, back into that stitch that I first came out of, into the next, and I'm going to pull it in this one again by two. So I'm going to go into the next one, pull up a stitch. We're going to decrease this right here and pull up another one, and then yarn over and pull through all. Now I'm going to turn and go back up. So you can see how that is starting to pull in a little more. Again, we need this to be working out to be the same. So that's why I'm trying to pull in some of these. You love Wild Wheeler. Well, Wild Wheeler is what you're getting today, my friends. Oh, I see the little chickens are out at the feed pile there. We had more babies come in last night. Black Rose says, "Thank you for sharing this." And wow, now I know how to make the cuff. Black Rose, I highly recommend Passionate Kelsie. She does a great way of explaining this, and I'm kind of explaining it how it's coming out of my brain. But there's a lot of different ways. Everybody create all the creators kind of do this a little different. So you do have to kind of adjust and figure out what works comfortable for you. The first time I did this, I tell you straight up, I probably frogged my cuff like 10 times, because I just could not figure it out. And after I just kept practicing with it until I got something that I really liked. And like I said, every time I go to do a cuff, it's different. It's kind of different how they work out. So, um, anyhow, I'm kind of mindful crochet. Thank you so much for the heart me. I appreciate that. Friends, if I missed your comment, feel free to ask again. I'm trying to watch these stitches as I'm doing it. I know I am missing some of these. Taylor, welcome in. Nice to have you here this morning. Appreciate you being here. Yes, Linda, let me see if I can pin this. Guys, I'm not sure if we have any mods in the house right now. Gen X, who is usually one of our most popular mods for being here every day, she is on vacation this week from work. And so she is sleeping in this morning. And I'm proud of her for doing it. She told me last night, she goes, "Hey, I'm going to be sleeping in this morning." I said, "Get it, girl. I would do the same thing for sure." So anyhow, Passionate Kelsie right there is who to look for on YouTube. She has a fabulous tutorial if you want to make a hexagon cardigan. All I've done is I've made this smaller for it to be kid sized. Okay. So she has a written pattern now as well that you can get if you like written patterns. I can't read a written pattern, so I just watch the video. I just watch the video. The yarn is really pretty, Taylor. You'll remember this. Taylor, remember when you did your blue and tan blanket that I loved so much? It was the Fairyland. Miss Taylor, you probably have a video on your page, don't you, Miss Taylor? Uh, Taylor made Fairyland, and she used the blue and tan yarn, and it is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. But this is the colorway number 8. I get this off of Amazon. And it does contain wool in it, so be cautious if you're gifting it. Make sure that whoever you're gifting it to does not have any type of allergies. Now, of course, we've pulled out a lot of the colors, and I kind of have a hodgepodge of stuff left over here that we're working with. But it is really, really pretty. Taylor says, I'll have to post that blanket soon. I'm almost wrapped up with it. Well, you should, girlfriend, because it is beautiful. I watched you on your live working on that project several times, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Okay, let's work back down here. Got my yarn twisted up by showing you. So here we go, single crochet under both loops of our first stitch, and then working into that back loop all the way down. We're starting to look more like a little cuff here, aren't we? We're making progress. It's nice to see it kind of come together. I feel like my stitches have kind of ironed themselves out here too along the cuff. They're starting to look more consistent, not be quite so wonky. So, is that the official term? Wonky? Wonkety wonkety? Okay, so let's tack this side back down here. And I feel like I need to do a little size check here now. And let's see how this cuff is shaping up with the amount of stitches that I have left. So here's where we're at. We have this much left to go. Let's hold up our other cuff here, if I can find it, and see how close we are to size. Oh, not bad, right? I can see it here. I think we're going to be pretty close here, friends. Now, if it starts to get tightened up back here, then instead of going in the 2 stitches, I'll go back to doing the 1. I just kind of improvise with this. And let's see. Naughty by Nature says, I'm going to be teaching a lesson on pattern reading next week. Oh, nice, Naughty by Nature. That's great. Are you going to be doing that on your TikTok live? Or do you have a YouTube? How are you doing that? I'm live this morning both on TikTok and on YouTube. So that way people can go back and rewatch if they have to hop off to go to work or take the kiddos to school or whatever the case may be. Hey, Miss Joni, welcome in. Good morning. Nice to have you here this morning. Hope everybody's having a great week. So, tomorrow, friends, we have to make a decision on what we want to work on for tomorrow. We have a few options that we can work on. We could work more on the snow squares that I've been working on. We could work on these tomorrow if we'd like. I have that we definitely could do. We could work on the county fair blanket, which is this little guy here. We could work on him tomorrow with the beautiful purple yarn. Or we have Christmas squares we could work on. I've got that I'm working on also. Put this to the side. We could do these Christmas ones. Let me grab these here. We have the Christmas squares. These are um oh gosh, the sunburst square. These are the sunburst square. We could do that. I was thinking about making a pillow out of these. I also have Christmas sparkle yarn that I've been dying to try out. And we could do Christmas sparkle yarn and make another pillow. We did the pillow. Now, guys, I still have to finish this pillow that we did a couple days ago. Um, I still have to sew up the back. I'm going to sew this back up this weekend. But we worked on this one yesterday. It's So anyhow, I'm going to finish that over the weekend, but I do have another insert and I want to make a Christmas pillow for myself. I think that would be very cool also. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be feeling like tomorrow. Yeah, I these are little stitch markers. Is that what you mean? Candy Joe, I have this clipped together to show me where I need to sew it. This pillow has turned out great, I have to say. I am so impressed. We could do a poll, Tony Ann, if you are up to it. I don't know if you are too busy with work and whatnot. I don't want to apply too much pressure. It's entirely up to you if you want to do a poll. Um, but yeah, the pillow is. I'm impressed with how it turned out. It's my first time ever making a pillow, and I really like how it turned out. I have another one. When I purchased the little inserts off Amazon, it was a 2-pack, and I thought, um, I think it would be nice to do a little Christmas pillow to have here at my house, just as a little throw pillow. Just because I have the insert, I might as well use it, right? Tony Ann says we're going to do a poll. Okay, well, so we have the purple blanket we could work on tomorrow, or we have the a Christmas square. We have the winter square. What else did I say we have? Uh, Oh, I have a hexagon cardigan I'm working on also. We could work on a different hexagon cardigan. Let me see if I can reach it. I finished one half of it this morning. Here's another project I have going right now. This is a grande size. This is going to be for me, but this is another hexagon cardigan I'm working on. I finished this square. I haven't tried it on. I hope it's not too big, but you can kind of see the beautiful blues and grays that we're working on. So I need to do the other half of this one also. Here's my little armpit with the gray. So I love this yarn. This new yarn is really nice. This is Hobie yarn that I'm using. And it's the Sunbird yarns. It's called Sunbird. And it's really pretty. I don't have any of it next to me. I used it all up. I might have my label somewhere, but don't ask me where. Okay, where did I leave off here? I need to assess this. Let me see where we're at with this cuff. It is incredibly soft. The Sunbird yarn is incredibly soft. And is it still on sale, Kay? I just ordered a whole bunch of it. Hey, Terry, good morning. Welcome in. I just ordered more of it. I have it in a few different colors coming in because I really like it. It has a nice shine on it also. Can you see how it has like a sheen to it? It's really, really pretty. Hey, there's Princess Jen. How are you, sweetie? Did you get some? The poll is up, guys. If you want to vote on tomorrow's project that we work on, right up here on TikTok, just click on the little notepad there, and you can cast your vote there. And we have the purple bright blanket, Christmas squares, or hexagon cardigan for tomorrow. So let me know what you'd like to see. The Naughty by Nature, which yarn are you meaning? The one we're using for the baby blanket is called Fairyland. I get this one off of Amazon. The blue yarn that I have is from Hobie, Hobii. I don't know where my label went for this. I know I had it here somewhere. When you get your label, it says butterfly, but the yarn is actually sunbird. I don't know where it went. I don't know where my label's at. I can show you on tomorrow when we're back working on it. But it's really nice and soft yarn. 100% acrylic. It's a 3-weight yarn. It's a 3-weight yarn. The purple yarn that we're doing for the county fair blanket, that one is a different yarn. That one is from Premier. Let me see if I have that one here. Y'all, I have too many labels. I don't know if I have that one here next to me. I don't have that one either. But that one, the purple is Premier Anti-Pilling Gradient Yarn. Premier Anti-Pilling. I get that from Premier itself online. Oh, here's a skein of it. Hang on. Here's the purple. I can reach it. Here's the purple I'm using. Premier Anti-Pilling. It's a gradient yarn. Looks like this. I'm using this for the big purple blanket. That pattern is the Study of Snow. And I did buy this from Premier. I'm not sure if anybody else has this anti-pilling gradient, but this is a really nice yarn for wearables also, friends. So it looks like the winner for tomorrow is the purple blanket. So we'll be doing this one tomorrow. I am kind of far along in that project. So we can talk about that and stuff tomorrow. Tony Ann, thank you so much for making that poll this morning. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here and hanging out. And oh, I was supposed to be measuring my cuff here. Let me see where I'm at. I just don't make, I want to make sure this doesn't get too small on me. I think we're doing good. I'm going to try to pull it in. Well, let's do one stitch like this. I'm thinking out loud, guys. Can you hear my little squirrels running around up there? Bag of Day is gradient anti-pill. Her Bag of Day crochet yarn is from Hirschner's, Jennifer. If you're interested in the Bag of Day yarn, I have some of that also. That yarn is also very soft. The thing with the Bag of Day yarn, the skeins are much smaller, much smaller. Jen says, enjoying my vacation, just waking up. That's good, girlfriend. I'm glad you slept in. At least Diesel didn't come and jump on me this morning. That was a plus for me. That was definitely a plus. He's outside this morning, so we're having a chill morning here. Okay. Almost there. We're almost there with this cuff. One step closer. We're getting kind of closed up here now. You could count your little ribbings on your cuff, guys, if you want to. I really don't. I just kind of wing it. I kind of eyeball it and just kind of get them close in size when I'm doing this. I know that's probably surprising. You guys probably are used to me counting stuff and having it perfect. But for something like this, a lot of times I just kind of improvise and try to get it close. Does everybody count their I have a question. Does everybody count their ridges on their cuffs to make sure they're exact? Or are you guys like me where you just kind of guesstimate? Who counts and who guesstimates? Hey Greg, good morning. Welcome in. And Shauna, good morning. I know, call the crochet police, right? We're almost there. Almost there. Can you see how it's closed up now? I think it's good. Right? I'm going to do one more, the last little stitch here, and then I'm going to close it up. I count if I'm selling. Oh, that's a good point, Linda. I don't sell anything, so I just kind of wing it. Queen says, I don't count the ridges, I count the stitches. Oh, y'all are more disciplined than I am. Wild Wheeler over here winging it. Now, the one thing I try to do as I'm working the very last stitch and then I join it, I try to make sure when I end, um, I can join it headed back down the inside of my cuff. Okay. So that way I don't end up with the tail out here at the edge of my sleeve. I end up with the tail on the inside of the cuff down towards the base. So this is our last stitch here. Now what I have to do, this becomes a little challenging for me sometimes, because what I like to do is I like to work on the inside of this when I seam it together. Okay, so I try to inside this out like this. That way, when I work this join, it's going to be on the inside of the cuff, not on the outside. And it does make it a little challenging, especially this cuff is so tiny. Now, if I'm working on an adult cuff, it doesn't really make that big of a difference because it's big and it will kind of go in there nicely. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slip stitch down the inside of this to secure the two halves together. Boy, that first stitch was a doozy there, wasn't it? So I do a little slip stitch, and I just kind of line these up. So I'm going to attempt to close this space here. And one side I'm going to go under both loops. The other side I'm just going to go under the loop that's away from me as I'm closing this up. So I'm going to go under both these. And then on this side, I'm going to find the corresponding stitch. I'm going to go under just that back loop that's away from me and do a slip stitch. This way I don't end up with a double ridge really close to each other as I'm finishing up this cuff. And as you're doing these slip stitches, make sure that you don't get them too tight. Okay, you need to make sure that it has some give to it on that cuff. Otherwise, your stitch will pull in and it'll look a little wonky, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, so slip stitch here. Once again, under both loops. Go to my other side here. Slip stitch. And then I'm going to kind of try to get this slip stitched in here and secure it kind of to the cuff. And then I'm going to snip off, and let's see how that looks. Should I give myself a little extra room to weave this in just in case that looks wonky and I have to pull it out? Let's give ourselves a little extra. Julie, good morning. Welcome in. Nanny Juju, good morning. Nice to have you here this morning. Okay, so then I'm going to flip this back out. And there is where I join my cuff. So again, I did not count these stitches, guys. I just kind of eyeballed it. And, if I get it kind of close, this one does look a little bigger. So I don't know. As I sit here and noodle on this, I might come back and pull out some of these stitches, guys, because this does feel a little bigger to me. I feel like it needs to be back one stitch. Um, you know what? I'm going to do it now. That bugs me. That is kind of bugging me. So we're going to frog this. I wish I hadn't cinched that knot up quite so tight there. I don't even know if my little knot slayer will be able to get this knot out. Let's try though. I don't like how big that is. We're gonna take some of these stitches out. This is why you should count. This is why you should count your stitches. Don't be like me. If I counted them, then this wouldn't be an issue, right? That knot is pretty tight in there, y'all. We got her. Trusty knot slayer to the rescue. This is a knot slayer that Jen gave me because she's a sweetheart that way. We definitely need to pull out a few of these stitches, I think. This yarn is going to be hard to frog out too, you guys, because it's kind of fuzzy. It has like fuzzy yarn. So I think I need to go back I think I need to pull out this right here for sure. See how that yarn, it has like a little halo on it. I kind of feel like I need to pull out this one too a little bit. Let's see if we can cinch this up a little more. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's see if we can get this a little smaller. So I pulled out, how many rows did I pull out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I pulled out like 3 rows. Let's try to get it down to smaller. I think I could actually join this right here if I'm thinking correctly. Right? I think I'm just going to pull this in right here and join this, and then I can cinch this little part up in my sleeve. Let me see how this looks. If this was matched up like this. Oh yeah, that would be better. Let's do that. Jennifer, have a fun time at the gym? Training for a 5K. Wow, that is ambitious. Drink lots of water while you're doing your little exercise. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Okay, let's see if we can get this close back up here. Oh, no, no, no. Don't pull out there, Mr. Stitch. Come on now. Don't be like that. Let's put this back in. I pulled it when I was trying to get my sleeves insided out here. Okay, let's try again now. We're going to get this, friends. I promise. I've done a lot of frog in here this morning, haven't I? I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Stay on my hook, please. Do y'all talk to your crochet when you're doing it like I do? Or is that just an April weirdness thing? It's probably just an April thing. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Amanda said, I'm so glad I'm not the only one that talks to my stitches. Okay. I don't feel so bad now, Amanda. I'm glad to know I'm in good company here. I usually do it with curse words. All the secrets are coming out now, Rita. All the secrets. Aniki says I growl at it sometimes. I've been known to growl at it. I'm not going to lie. I've been known to growl at it a few times and grumble, especially when it's tight like this. And I find this with amigurumi too, when it gets really small like this. There's Mama Wheeler. Rough night with heavy rain and loud thunder and lots of lightning. Oh, goodness. Well, that's good though, Mom, because the forest definitely needs that, I think. Okay, we're going to try to cinch this up a little bit here. Let's do a slip stitch there. How are we doing here? I think I need to do a slip stitch over here still too. Let's see if I can do a slip stitch here and see how that looks. I'm not going to tighten this up yet. Let's pull this out a little bit and flip it over and see how it looks, because that stitch is pretty tight. uh, oh, what did I do? That looks really bad right there. I gotta fix that. Let's pull that back out. That doesn't look good. I don't know where that came from. That looked really weird on the other side. Let's do it like this, maybe. I think I need to be on this stitch here. Oh, come on. This area that I'm working with, guys, is so tiny. Can you feel my pain on this? If you're not willing to do painful cuffs on this, you might want to rethink doing the little cuffs on your cardigan. This is a baby size cardigan, so they have to be kind of small. I really need it to go under that stitch right there. I think I do anyway. Where's my scissors at? Let me see if I can get this to open up a little bit so I can get under there and secure this yarn. There we go. Okay, let's see now how if that's any better. Oh, I think that's worse. Maybe not. Oh, maybe it's all right. This stitch feels up really high, doesn't it? Am I overthinking this? Is it bad? I don't know. I don't know. This cuff still feels bigger than the other one, too. I might have to come back to this. Oh, I do usually use a smaller hook for ribbing, Queen. Queen, where were you like 30 minutes ago? That's why it doesn't match. Because I went smaller on this cuff. You know what, friends? Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to take a break from this cuff and not work on it. We're going to let this chill here. I'm going to let myself come back to this. When I come back, Queen is absolutely right. When I did my cuffs, I went down a hook size. I went down a hook size and made this smaller. And I need to do that. That way this won't be quite so big. I mean, it's not horrible. It's pretty close, but it needs to be done. It definitely needs to be done. So when I get to a point like this, guys, with my projects, I will just put it to the side. When I keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and I keep like repeating the same thing, I just take a break from it. I take a break and I go move on to something else. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So I'm just going to put a little stitch marker in and save my stitch. When I have more of a clear, fresh mind and I'm ready to tackle that and go back, I definitely need to go down a hook size because I always go down a hook size. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't on this. I just was on a roll, I guess, this morning. Yes, Vicky, that is exactly it. Do a little perspective change. So we'll just put that cuff to the side. You guys know what needs to happen. I need to frog this and I need to use a smaller hook on this. I know when I did this, now that I'm thinking about it, I did a G6 for the cuff. When I did this, I went down quite a bit smaller for the cuff, and that's what needs to happen. All teachable moments. That is right. So take from me, learn something here today. Make sure when you start your cuff, you go down your hook size. I did put my hook minder on this, but the other thing that I do sometimes is I'll put a hook minder on the cuff itself because sometimes there is a big time gap in between when I did this and when I do the next one. But I'm pretty sure now that I did a G6 on the cuff now that I am working on it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's an H. This was the G's. I did a G6. Let's find a G6 hook minder here that we can add to this. I want something kind of small for this cuff. Let's see what we've got here. That one's kind of small. I need to make little hook minders with these. My mom found these earrings when we were cleaning out the other day. When she was here, we were going through stuff. Let's do this cute little butterfly. He's kind of cute. The other ones are kind of big. Yes, Debbie, good idea. Debbie says maybe put a hook minder on the sleeve. That's what I should have done. This is a very good lesson for me. I should have put a I should have put a hook minder on my sleeve when I did the cuff the other day when I worked on it. I did this a week ago and a lot of days have passed and totally messed that up. That's all right. We know how to fix it, so we'll come back and fix it. It doesn't look bad. It just is not, it's not right. It needs to be smaller, and I definitely need to go down that hook size, which will fix that issue. So anyhow, not a big deal. Hey, Net, good morning. So I do want to start how am I doing on time? It's not quite 9 o'clock. I have another half hour. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and keep working on this. And we're going to come back now and let's add our single crochets along the front here. In my mind, I'm thinking 3 rows of single crochet, but I don't know yet for sure. We're going to have to kind of improvise on this. So if you're just joining on, what we're working on today is a little baby cardigan. Last Thursday, we made these little cute granny squares to go up the back. And now what I need to do is work on that front and get our single crochets to get this kind of a finished edge. And I did add some length to the bottom. I added a little bit. I added 5 rows in addition to the back. So where these little squares are, that became the space where you would put your head for your neck there. Okay. But what I want to do is the single crochets and do those all the way around including the bottom here, and get this really nice and finished. This is going to be for the county fair. So again, I don't know how many rows that is going to be. And I'm thinking, let's start. I have a whole like hodgepodge of yarn here that's left over from what we did before. And I want to find something that's not too messy. This skein is actually pretty nice right here, still together, kind of intact. This one right here is pretty intact as well. Maybe I'll start with this one. What do you think? And see how far this one gets us. Let me a lot of this is kind of a knotted up mess right now because um I've just been extracting what I needed from these skeins and letting them kind of. This one, I don't really want the blue right here in the front. I'm thinking it needs the pink right here in the front. So let me see if I can get this unwound. This is where Jen will cue in with, this is why you need to use your yarn winder, April. This right here, this knot right here is why April needs to use her yarn winder. But, I'm not going to get up and go across the room and use it. We're just going to try to get this unwound a little bit here, and then I can crochet with this. Oh, I also have this skein we could finish up as well. I do like this one's kind of in good working order. What do y'all think about this one? This would be nice to start with, huh? I kind of like this. This is to the pink. Let's try this one. It has more of the peach. We could do some of the pink, and then we could come back and do maybe some of the peachish yellow color. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud, guys. What am I doing here? Let's try this one. Now I have to think about number one. I'm going to go down a hook size. Okay, actually, I'm going to go down 2 hook sizes on this. Let's do. I'm using an I9 on this, a 5.5 millimeter. I have an H8 that would be a 5 millimeter. That might work good. A 5 millimeter, only go down half a size. The other option I have, we have an H8 here next to me. Vicky, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out this morning. Or we have a G6. A G6 is a 4 millimeter. Shall we try the 5 and see how that works? Isn't a G6 a 4 millimeter? Yeah, because a 7 would be a 4.5. I have a fuzzy here. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Let's try the H8, I'm thinking. Go down a whole size, Queen? You think I should go down? Do you think I should go down to G6? I can't remember if I used an H8 or a G6 on the cuff. This is the one I used. Let's try the G6. Why not? Let's try it. Let's see how it looks. We can always frog it out if we don't like how it's coming together. Now I got to think about where I start this stitch. I do this every time. So if I start right here in the corner and work up, let's start here. 4 millimeter. When I do my cuffs, I usually go down a whole size. Okay, so let's try this. And I really think I used a G6 on the cuff. I'm really thinking that that's what I did. So let's start here in the corner. See if I can find a spot to start this little guy out. This is my least favorite part right here, where I added the extra rows at the bottom and I have to work these stitches up. I really don't like this part. I feel like it's hard to do because I don't know. I never know, like, should I split the stitches? Should I try to make it like go all the way through? Obviously, I want to try to like cover up this knot right here. And it's always really tight. I hate this part. I might have to get my scissors and try to make myself a little spot here. I really want to cover up that knot because it's kind of ugly. Let's see here if I can get my hook in there now. We want this to be really delicate and pretty. Oh, almost. I dropped my stitch. Not there. I lost my space. Dang, I was so close. Here we go. We're going to get her now. Get her done, April. Get her done. Jamie, thank you so much for the heart me, becoming the 125th member of the fan club. That looks all right. What's your guys' least favorite part of doing a cardigan? Or do you just think all of it's awesome and you don't mind any of it? My least favorite part is this right here and the cuffs. The cuffs and this part right here. This I feel like is not as painful as the cuffs. The cuffs can be really frustrating. Jody Lynn, I did make hook minders. I made them and I don't sell them or anything. I just make them for myself because I have lots of beads and stuff. Weaving in my ends. This part is awful to me. Yeah, Jamie, I really don't like this part right here. It'll only be, once I get it, then we'll be flowing. Pam says she's never added cuffs. Being unsure of the sizes and what I'm doing. Yeah, so much of the cardigan is hard. I feel like this is even worse than the big one because of the type of yarn that it is. I can't even get my hook through here, you guys. Might have to come over here. Doing the sleeves and getting them right. Amen, Queen. That is the hard part. Hate the foundation row for the border. Is that what I'm doing right now, Vicki? Is the foundation row for the border? I never know the technical terms, y'all. I've never added rib cups either. They intimidate me. When I did the rib cuffs for the adult, I didn't have issues with those. Not like I did with the kids. The kids one, don't get me wrong, like I'm not second guessing doing it. I really don't like that stitch right there. It looks really bulky. Let me see if I can tighten it up or something. No, I didn't want you to come out. That looks a little better, I think. Let's see. The adult one, I didn't have such a hard time with the cuffs, but this kid one, because the cuffs are so small, I think most people don't do the cuffs for the kid one, but they really are cute. Don't you think they're cute? Like, I feel like I have to go all out for the county fair. But I think if I was making one in real life to like gift to somebody, I don't know that I would do a cuff on a kid one. I really don't. I think it's a lot of work for a whole lot of nothing. How's that looking? That's not too bad, huh? I think we're through this. Karen said, I love the little cuffs. They're really cute, but they were very difficult to make. I will give you that. Has anybody else made cuffs on a little kid one? I'm too far down that rabbit hole to like redo the whole thing. I think it'll be fine. Okay, let's pause here and just kind of look. I feel like I need another stitch in there or something. It feels like it's really not straight. I don't like it. I gotta frog this, y'all. Sorry. This has to be kind of good. I feel like I need another stitch, like maybe in here or something. Let me, I feel like I need one like right in here. Then I need this one. Let's do one right through here if I can. I feel like I need one right in through here also. Come on. I was trying to cover up that knot right there, and it didn't cover up very good. That's a little better. Turn whole sleeve inside out so the rim section is easier to work with. The problem with that is the little cuff is so small. It's really hard to turn inside out. So when I do my cuffs, they're probably like at least 6 inches in diameter. This little cuff, like we're working with like 2 inches. It's really tiny through here. Really, really tiny. So turning it inside out it's really a challenge. I really don't like that knot there. Sorry, guys. The little squares are gorgeous. Thank you, Sharon. They're little tiny guys that we made. We made them on the live. They go on the back of the cardigan there. Little tiny squares. Forgive my diesel hair on there. My dog he jumps all over me, and this yarn really collects the dog hair. Hey, Kate. Good morning. Welcome in. Sorry, guys. I may miss your comments right now. I'm really concentrating on trying to get this stitch looking halfway decent because the first time I did it, it didn't look good. It looked ucky. Oh, I didn't like it. I had to redo it. We can't have any uckiness on our cardigan. This I feel like is the hardest part. This and the cuffs. I really dislike this part. So I'm trying to make it work here and have it look halfway decent, you know? I'm trying anyway. I think it's looking better. I don't know if it's still like 100% yet. That's too big of a stitch. Let's try to make this smaller. Let's try going in here. That looks better. It's looking better, I think, this time. What do you think? It's better, right? Oh, Amanda, congratulations. Yeah, these little things are cute, but sometimes they're challenging when you're working in the small spaces and small stitches. You just have to be patient with it. And some days I'm not patient with it, you guys. Some days I'm just like, I think that's better. When we come back and add more, I think that will lay much flatter. But I think this is a huge improvement over the last. So basically, what I try to do is put 3 stitches along the side and then one kind of where that knot was. I had to have the knots because um, they're not necessarily knots. They're from where I weaved in my tails. We're going to be cruising now, though. We're definitely going to be cruising now. This part is the easy part. It's just that initial part. And I have one more side to do. Hopefully the other side isn't quite as bad. We're going to see. Going to work our way around here. So we're just adding a single crochet row as kind of a finished edge on this. That's looking much better, I feel like. This in here is kind of dipping down a little, dipping dots. That's better though. I can live with that. I definitely can live with that. Hey FM, good morning. Welcome in. We're working on a little baby cardigan this morning, friends, and we're right now adding a little accent row all the way around the edge, just to kind of give it a nice finished border and really kind of tie everything together. This will also help here in the back. This is where the neck part goes. So it'll help us to kind of bridge this and make it a little smoother as we work through these stitches. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting that all tied together and seeing how that all comes into play. I think it's really pretty. This yarn is really pretty. I get this yarn off of Amazon, and it is called Fairyland yarn. Fairyland, but it's a really pretty yarn. Lots of it like color changes, and I just let it flow. So you can kind of see here where we've got the light yellow out to the purple and pink, and now we're just adding that little um, accent piece on there to kind of give it a nice finished edge. Whew, that little part was stressful. I'm not going to lie, y'all. That was kind of stressful working on that. But we powered through. We powered through. I meant push the cuff through the armpit, not the sleeve through the cuff. Oh, Amy, I understand what you're saying now. I get it. I get it. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense to me now. I can see clearly now. Let's see. I'm going to get this to work in here. Some of these little stitches are tight. We're just going to kind of delicately work our way along here and try to get this nice and finished and smooth. See how that's looking. That looks pretty good through there. Do you think I need to add an extra one in there to make it more rounded? What do y'all think? I kind of am feeling like I might need an extra stitch there. Let's pull it out and try. Let's give her a try and see if adding one stitch kind of makes that curved a little more. Might look a little nicer through there. Let's put one there. We'll put one here. And maybe one here. No, I don't like that one there. Let's put that one here. What do we think? Do we like that better? I kind of like that better with the two stitches there. It gives it more of a curved feel through there. Yeah, for sure. I like that a lot better. I think everybody is kind of agreeing. Like I said, did I do this on the last one? I don't know, you guys. Hey, Grandma Crochet Sharon, welcome in. Thanks for being here this morning. Paula, good morning. Welcome. Yeah, before it was kind of sharp, huh, Amanda? Kind of smoothed it out, made it a little more subtle of a curve. Now I got to try to remember how I did that, though. That is the challenge. So I did two in the corner there. So we did two here. I kind of put this one in through this stitch here, I believe. Try to get this to match up like that. And then we did one here. And then carry on back down the other side. We'll flatten this out and kind of see. Nikki, thank you so much for the perfume this morning. I get my hair done tomorrow, y'all. My roots are showing. It's time. Let's take a look and see how that's looking. I think that looks pretty good, friends. What do we think? That's pretty good, huh? Looks consistent. It's going to give it a nice finish along the back there. Definitely. I'm definitely feeling it. I think that's nice. I'm going to be so excited to have this project finished, y'all. If I get that cuff, I might have, if I get to take lunch today at work, I'll probably work on that cuff because it's going to bug me. And I might be able to show you guys the finished project tomorrow on the live. Tomorrow on the live, we're going to be working on the Purple County Fair blanket. So that'll be a fun project for tomorrow. Sour Patch, I know. Isn't this yarn pretty? This yarn, guys, is called Fairyland yarn. It's beautiful, beautiful yarn. It changes colors, so you can kind of see it here. We started in the little armpit here with the yellow, and then it transitioned and went out. It's called Fairyland. I got it off of Amazon. Just put in Fairyland yarn, and it's really pretty. Paula missed the cuff part. Paula, what I would recommend is watching Passionate Kelsey's YouTube of how to make the cuff. I follow her instructions, and that's how I do mine, is from Passionate Kelsie. So give her a look up over there on YouTube. Somebody asked earlier how to find my YouTube. My handle on YouTube is Wheeler 8 Acres. And I don't make a lot of tutorials over there, but every day that we're live on TikTok, we're also live over on YouTube. And then when you look at my profile, you will see where it says videos, shorts. There's another category that is called live. And if you look under the live tab, um, that is where you'll find all of the replays of the projects that we've been working on over here on TikTok, and be able to rewatch them if you missed it. But for the cardigan cuff, uh, Jen has kindly pinned it there for us. Passionate Kelsey on YouTube. I follow her tutorial, and she does such a great job with this pattern that I really recommend checking her out. And she can do a tutorial way better than I can for this particular project for the hexagon cardigan. Now for this, I just did it smaller. I did a total of 12 rows. So when I started here in the very center, I worked out 12 rows. I added an extra 2 rows here to the sleeve, and then I did my cuff. And I did my cuff very small. So just give Passionate Kelsey a look up, and you will not be disappointed with her cardigan. It's the one that has like 3 million views on it. There's a lot of people have watched that video over the years. It's very informative, and I can pause her and rewind it, and it's a great way to be able to make this project. 9:15. You mean I have to go to work today? Is that what you guys are saying? Are you saying I have to go to work today? Wah, wah, wah. I could sit here and crochet all day, you guys, and not go to work. I'll tell you. But I would get myself in trouble. I have a lot to do, so I guess I have to be a good girl. For this pattern, I purchased 4 skeins. Now I've kind of pulled from a variety of skeins, but from those 4 skeins, I have this much left. And it's a hot mess. This I need to wind. Some of them are good still, but I pulled from different sections because I was trying to make my colors flow and match, So I pulled from different spots in the yarn. I did more of the blues and pinks and purples with this rather than use a lot of the yellows that were in the yarn. But there's a link on the link tree if you want to see where I bought it off the Amazon. You just put in Fairyland yarn, and you can buy a pack of 4. But I think it's kind of expensive yarn myself. I don't know that I would use it a ton, but you're definitely safe with 4. I think I have enough there, Miss Betty, to probably make a little baby beanie to go with the cardigan. So I'll get all that yarn straightened out. I'll go over to my yarn winder, and I'll attempt to get it like straightened out. And then I'll probably make a little beanie to match the cardigan, is what I'm thinking. That looks pretty good through there, huh? It's kind of bowing out a little bit there. That's not bad. I think I can live with that. I didn't really count my stitches. Should I count my stitches? I probably should. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's count the other side and see how many I did in this section. So here is where the first one was: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then I'll have one more here, 14 probably. So that's probably close enough. You know, Red Lady, I've never made booties before. I'm I don't know how to do those, but there's a gal that I watch over on YouTube, Craft and Crochet. She makes little booties and they are really cute. Super, super cute. I really like her channel. I've made a number of her baby blankets that she has, but her handle is Craft and Crochet. Craft and Crochet on YouTube, and it's spelled out. Where did you get your pattern for the winter chunky beanie? Misty, I don't know. I don't know if I have anything on the link tree on that. I'm going to be making some more beanies, but I kind of watched a number of people make the chunky beanie. Now, there is a YouTube of me making the beanie. If you go to the live tab on my page, you can rewatch how I did that. Um, and we're going to be making some more of those because I just ordered some more yarn from Lion Brand. I can't remember if it's shipped or not. I've been buying yarn, y'all. I've been buying yarn. I shouldn't be buying yarn, but I've been buying yarn. And we definitely have some fun yarns coming. So, making more beanies is definitely on the list. Okay. I can't guarantee it's going to be within the next couple weeks, but probably within the next 3 weeks, we'll probably have a beanie thrown in here and there. I want to make some more beanies to give up to Launchpad. I'm going to be shipping off their box in September, and I wanted to see if I could make a few more to include in that box. Uh, who's the yarn chicken champ? Wait. I'm a yarn chicken champ. All right, Vicky, did you win at Yarn Chicken? Yay! Yeah, I have yarn on order from Hobie, Premier, Michaels, and Lion Brand. 4 yarn orders coming in, guys. Don't worry, I'll be sure and share all of it with my friends. You all see what I have coming in. I would love to make it all the way through this before I have to go through work, but I don't think I'm going to make it all the way around. Uh, let's see. Oh, thank you so much, Crochet Fairy. This is your yarn, Crochet Fairy. It's Fairyland yarn. How about that? Mama Wheeler says we're not surprised. You're not surprised I'm buying yarn? Cheston said I should be buying yarn. So if Cheston said I should buy the yarn, I have that rattling around in my brain. I don't know. Premier has a new yarn I wanted to check out. I thought I needed to give it a try, and we're gonna see. Hopefully, I'll. Nikki says she's been buying some yarn too. And I wanted to get some, I bought some chunky yarn from Lion Brand. I wanted to get some more yarn to make some more beanies to donate. Now, how can that be wrong? How can that be wrong if I'm going to buy yarn for donation, right? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I don't know if I needed 20 skeins that I bought, but I don't do anything in moderation. Misty says, I'll try to catch the live of the beanie. Okay. Well, you definitely could rewatch it over on YouTube also, if you wanted to find it over there. Vicky said, another Rachel's gift blanket done. Girl, you're on fire. I wanted to make some more Rachel's gift blankets too. I have 6 of those done. I was going to try to get 10 and then send off my box to Rachel's gift. I was thinking 10 was a nice round, even number of blankets, but that's 4 more blankets. Right now, I'm really focused on this county fair stuff. So I'm going to stop on the live. I have to get ready to go to work. We're coming up around here on the side where I started. So this is a great little stopping point for me here to kind of wrap up the live, but I'll show you on the county fair list like where I'm at with things. We're going to chain 1 there. And that's where I'm going to stop, my friends, right there. Right there. 18 new messages. Y'all are typing fast this morning. You sound like me another month at Michael's. My daughter told me I have uh, a no spend month. Well, Amanda, you know what happened? Michael's sent me the little coupon thing. And so then I had a $5 off coupon. And of course, I had to use my $5 off coupon. I didn't buy a lot at Michael's. I only bought like 10 skeins. Is that a lot? I hear myself saying I didn't buy a lot, and then I say 10 skeins in the same sentence, and then I think, oh, I do have an issue. I do have a problem. When I think 10 skeins isn't a very big order. So Christina, I marked it. I have the edging I've done right here. I'm doing a G6, same as the cuffs. And then in the middle of the cardigan, I have that marked too here somewhere. I used an I9 for the center part. I listen and don't judge. Pam has $30 at Michael's. Okay, so I felt like I needed to use my $5 coupon. So I go to Michael's, I buy 10 skeins of whatever. I'll show you guys when I get it. And then I'm like, okay, great. I've used my little coupon thing, right? I've used my little coupon. All is right in the Michael's world. I've done my job. Okay? They turn around and send me another one for $10. Like, it's a never-ending problem, y'all. They're corrupting me. It's terrible. So if we visit the county fair project list, Afghan is done. The baby Afghan is done. The class 22 purple Afghan, we're going to work on that tomorrow. Class 24 baby item is what is we worked on today. It's almost done. Almost done. I think I could have that wrapped up this weekend. We still have to do the hat slash bonnet. I want to do a bucket hat with a sunflower on that. So we still have that to do. Holiday item, I've not finished that. I have a snowman in the works. Class 34 scarf is finished. Class 35 sweater is a hexagon cardigan, an adult size. The study of snow, I have that done. Class 37 other entry accessory, we still have to work on that. That is going to be a market tote, and I need to work on the straps for that. So we still have that coming in the next couple weeks. Class 38, other entry decoration is the pillow that we worked on yesterday. So, y'all, I think on the county fair list, we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad on these entries. How about that? So I have till October 11th and 12th. October 11th and 12th. We're in August. I think I'm on track to get this stuff done. We'll work on the Afghan tomorrow. So if you're curious what the county fair Afghan is, it's this purple Afghan. We're going to do this tomorrow, 7:30 Central Time. We'll work on this on TikTok and YouTube. So really pretty purple blanket. And yeah, I'm almost done, Karina. Are you impressed? I've been pretty disciplined. So that's done. This one is not done. This one's almost done. So that one's getting close. So we still have one, two, three, four. We need to finish the market tote, and then I got to finish sewing that pillow. By this weekend, we're going to be in pretty good shape on this list. I'm proud of myself. I think I'm doing pretty good. So, anyhow, on that note, my friends, thank you everybody so much for being here and hanging out today. These stitch markers, guys, I make these myself. Now, there are people that sell these on Etsy. One of our friends, Karen, TSH Designs by Karen, you can buy these on her Etsy. She will make them custom for you. I do make my own. So I just buy the little letters off of the Zon along with the lobster clasp. I get kind of a big size clasp to use for those. So that's how I do my little um, tags, okay? But anyhow, if you don't feel comfortable making them yourself, you can look on Etsy. Look for TSH Designs by Karen, and she can make some of those for you. Look, this one has a little butterfly. Isn't he cute? One of my favorites. So anyhow, y'all, I'm off to work. Thank you all so much for all of the gifts this morning. All the screen taps. We're at 80,000 likes this morning. Thanks to all the new followers and new friends. If you are new to my channel, my name is April, and I will be back on tomorrow. I hope to see you all then. Have a great day. Bye for now.